What is up, Martians? We're back at the Martian residence, and today we have some fun for you guys. I am 6.5 weeks out from the Arnold Classic. Last time we caught up, we had a training session together. I think it was hamstrings, correct? I also had my trip to Florida, so we went and shot some content for Raw. And now we are in crunch time. So a lot of things have changed, so I'll kind of catch you up as we go through the motions here. I've had some deep tissue work by Miss Queen here. She takes care of us here in Houston. I'll have Chloe drop her Instagram and things like that so you can get a hold of her if you guys want to get some deep tissue work. But she is one of the best and she takes awesome care of us. And now we're gonna do some meal prepping. So I know a lot of people really like my tips and tricks. They really enjoyed the Cornflake chicken tenders. And now that we're getting a little deeper in prep, we will be doing some other stuff that's more prep-esque and friendly, if you will, but we'll still be doing some of the chicken tenders. So I prepped chicken yesterday, trimmed the fat off of it, cleaned things up, salted it, and got it ready for today. And now we're going to do some cooking. So just got the Blackstone ready, got the top of it cleaned off. I think the last time I used it was for New Year's, so it had a bunch of prime rib and things like that on it. So it's time to clean it up. And now we will season the black top again just a little bit with some coconut oil, make sure that it's non-stick on top. I have a whole thing of chicken breasts ready to go, and I have a thing of chicken tenders ready to go. So we will first bread the chicken tenders while that is heating up and getting it ready. And we'll kind of go through stuff as we start meal prepping here, because I feel like I can talk and get food ready all at the same time. So we have a second fridge. I think you guys know that, but we got a second fridge. Word of advice, every bodybuilder needs 2 fridges. We got the cool new fridge. It has a little front door. So we got our Bum Energies here, our ready to drink. And then we got all the food in here. So chicken's prepped up top. We got some extra eggs. Obviously RTDs, they really sit well on the stomach, and I've really enjoyed those, especially when we've traveled and stuff like that. It's an easy one to get down. Also a really good coffee creamer. So chicken tenders, trimmed. We snipped the tendon out with scissors. I pulled that shimmer skin off, if you will. Silver skin is what a lot of people call it. And then I salted this all down. And then up here in these Tupperware, I have chicken breasts. And I'll explain how I did those when we get them over here so I don't drop something. So how I did the chicken breasts, trimmed it, and then I covered it with a gallon Ziploc baggie and pounded it out with a meat cleaver, make it all one level. So again, I know I've explained this before, guys. It's kind of like cutting it down the center of the breast, but by making the chicken all one level, it's going to make it cook a lot more even, especially when we're cooking on things like the flat top out there and the heat is evenly distributed. We don't want a thick part of a chicken and a thin part of a chicken breast, because the thin part of the chicken breast is going to get dry while the thick part of the chicken breast isn't going to get cooked. So this is all pounded out. It is seasoned and ready to rock and roll. Most of it is seasoned with rotisserie chicken seasoning, and then some of it is done with salt, pepper, a little bit of Greek seasoning, and some paprika. So that is that. And then the tenders, like I said, are salted, and that is it for those. And for the tenders, I already have some cornflakes blended up with some seasoning already in them, so I can eliminate that step. We'll cook these on the flat top. I'm gonna chop up a few veggies really quick to get those ready to go with. You just gotta tough it out, Chloe. This one's bad, but I'm only gonna do half of it. Okay, so it's gonna be super smoky for a second, but if you have ever cooked with a cast iron pan and you have to season it in the beginning to make it non-stick, that's what I'm doing right now. So I've done this before on this one, but I accidentally got it too hot last time and chipped it a little bit, and that's why I had that spot right here. So just trying to fix that up a little bit. So what I do is I'll put an oil on here that has a pretty high smoke point, like coconut oil. We will spread it out, cook it down, and as the spots start to dry out, like I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but there's a dry area right there. Yeah. I'll start pulling the oil to those dry areas to start filling those in. And then that's just going to make it so that we get that non-stick coating all the way around here. And then as it quits smoking here, this white smoke will start to go away and it'll just kind of look like a hot grill. We'll do the coconut oil one more time and even things out, and then I'll be able to start cooking on it, and it'll essentially make it a non-stick pan. See, now you can kind of see too where I haven't put new oil, the smoke is starting to become less and less white. So then as the smoke, like I said, when it's not white anymore, then it will pretty much be ready and non-stick, and we can start cooking. I guess my only other word to the wise on doing this is, you guys kind of see I'm trying to spread it out pretty evenly. You just don't want oil to like pool in one spot. Then you'll also get what happened to me where it chips, because the oil starts to build that cast and then it'll bubble underneath it and that'll bust off and break, and that's what gives you like your non-stick is chipping off essentially. But that big spot that was dry right there when we first started now kind of has a non-stick coating on it, as you can see. Pam's another good way to hit those little dry spots. This has a final little touch, but Pam is canola oil, which is not as good for building that non-stick layer. Gonna dump our onions out here. A few good pieces of chicken here. Right now, another good hot spot is right there in the center. But we don't want to overload the grill by just covering the whole thing in chicken, because if we do that, then we're going to kill the temp of the grill super fast, and then it's going to take a super long time to cook the chicken, as well as we're not going to get as nice of a crust brown on the bottom side of this chicken. I know I've said this before, guys, but you can't ever beat a dead horse too much. Learn how to cook. It will make bodybuilding so much more enjoyable. Also, cooking's fun. I like cooking, at least. Like this guy, again, like I said, guys, you can see here, got a little bit of the white around the outside. So we're giving him a nice little flip. Also, the grill kind of tells you when it's ready to flip, because it's going to become non-stick, as you see here, when it's ready. But when you first put it down, it's stuck to the grill. One of the things I did here, because I got to chatting, that I wouldn't really normally do, is usually when I flip the chicken, I like to flip the chicken in a new place on the grill. So you're just, instead of turning it and flipping it right over into a portion of the grill that's cold, we're going to take it and flip it onto a portion of the grill that's nice and hot and hasn't had any meat on it for a minute. I always thought it would be fun as a kid to have a cooking channel. So maybe this off season, even though I don't do very long off seasons, so there's not much time, hopefully we can do some more cool stuff. I know I told you guys over Friendsgiving, over Christmas, over New Year's, we did some fun stuff like some prime rib, some brisket, some things like that. I also will be getting my smoker from Dallas soon, so we'll be smoking some stuff. I don't think I'm going to get to eat on the Super Bowl. If I do, that'd be awesome. But I think for the guys, Brett requested for me to do some Dino beef bone-in beef ribs. So I'm going to do those up for the guys. That'll be super fun. And it's kind of one that I've wanted to play with. So we will I think I'm going to try to pastrami it, and then we'll smoke it for a bunch of hours and see what the boys think of it. So really like enjoy cooking, guys, on all aspects, not just the bodybuilding side, but just cooking in general. I love watching the cooking channel. And if you're good at cooking, at least eating's not as bad. So now, bell peppers, we're just gonna go straight on the grill. I have some shishito peppers. That is very hard for me to say for some reason. These are really, really good, guys. They have a ton of flavor, but they're not super hot. So Chloe will be able to smell them here in a second. But they have a really nice, fragrant smell. They're really nice to just char up like this, and even just bite it right off of the thing, or just throw it in with your meal. It's a nice addition, goes good with onions, peppers, things of that nature. I don't have very many, but I got a couple tomatoes here. So same thing, we're just gonna toss those on the grill and get the skin a little brown. Now, again, like I said before, guys, just the hot spots on the grill, making sure you're kind of evening these things out, not bunching them up over the top of each other, and giving yourself room to be able to flip. I feel like there's something so calming about just watching food cook and grill and smell it all. There you have it. Cooking on the flat top with the Martian. Super easy, guys. Honestly, can't rave about my Blackstone enough. I know there's some few options out there for grills, but we love our Blackstone. You guys saw I just cooked up 7-8 pounds of chicken and a whole couple days worth of veggies. Now we'll move on to the chicken tenders. So I know you guys have seen those in videos before, but that is one of my most popular meals / recipes. So on to chicken tender land over here. So if you're new here, this is regular plain cornflakes, blended up, salt, pepper, Cajun seasoning, garlic, onion powder, whatever you want your chicken tenders, whatever your little heart desires, seasoning wise. But super clean, easy carbs. It adds 3 to 5 carbs max per chicken tender, and it's a super easy way to, one, get your food in the off season when you have to eat a lot, and two, makes your meal super tasty when you don't get a lot of extra food. This is an easy way to make sure that your meal is on point, and it is one of my favorites. Just toss it in there, shake it around, get a nice even coating. If you're in the off season and you want a little extra breading, you can make an egg wash and double dip them, or if you want to use a whole egg, or you can even, if you have extra carbs in your diet but you don't have extra fats, you can do this once, dunk it in egg whites, and then dunk it a second time, and you're also going to get a little bit more breading that way too. So if you're looking to get those extra carbs, or you want a super crispy chicken tender, that is how you do so. But honestly, one dip is plenty. It's pretty good, and I gotta say, my chicken tenders are Miliana approved. So if Mimi says they're good, they're good. In fact, they're so Miliana approved that now Brett has to make these at home because they're her favorite and she doesn't like the frozen chicken strips anymore. So I love it. Got Brett cooking. Chef Brett over there, Butcher Brett. Make sure he's cooking for Mimi. But she does love her chicken tenders. Anytime she comes over here, that's one of the meals she wants to eat for sure. So we're just gonna hit the bottom quick just to make sure that they don't stick. I like to do fat ends to the outside and go back and forth. And you can usually fit 6 to 8 in the air fryer, like so. And then we're just gonna hit the top with a little Pam, and that's gonna make sure that we get those nice, crispy brown chicken tenders. I personally like it 400 for about 12 minutes. Even 10 is okay, especially if you're gonna air fry them to rewarm them up, because you don't want to overcook it now and then when you go to warm it up back in the air fryer to get it crispy, cook it for another 2 to 3 minutes, it's gonna dry that sucker out like crazy. So if you plan to air fry them again, 8-10 minutes, then hit it for 4 or 5 minutes again right before you eat it. If you want to eat it right now, I'd say go a solid 12 to 13 minutes. Then rinse and repeat. So I'll finish breading the rest of these, make these up. Then I'm going to make up a meal, and we can chat a little bit about changes that have happened in my prep so far with diet, cardio, etc. So air fryer's on, meal is made. As you can see, my big smorgasbord of food here does not have any carbs. So that is my diet update for you guys right now. Weight has been kind of stubborn. Body is getting leaner, but weight is not dropping, and it's something that we would kind of like to see some of the inflammation come off my body and stuff. So between Miss Queen giving me a massage today and pulling carbs down to pretty much trace amounts for the next 2 to 3 days, obviously checking in every day to get boss's feedback and things like that. But we're going to see kind of how this changes body, as well as I am doing 30 minutes of cardio a day. So the whole world can be in shock and awe. I am doing cardio and I don't have a million carbs in my diet right now, but we're doing the necessary things we have to. So don't feel like we're behind, but I did feel like if we didn't light a fire underneath of my metabolism's ass, we were going to be nipping on the heels of behind. So now things are moving. My weight was down a couple pounds this morning, and hopefully we get the same response today, after today. But I kind of like leaning into this. I like having the low food and seeing how we can perform. I will say, even though food has been low the past couple days, my performance has been really, really good in the gym. So strength is still super high. Pumps obviously aren't as good because we don't have as much carbs in there, but performance has been good. Endurance has been good. Obviously, Brett and I are still having our battles trying to see who can be the strongest right now. So that is fun. And then finishing up this meal prep, we got beautiful chicken tenders ready to rock and roll. And this is the other word of advice. Put them on a cookie rack, a drying rack. Don't put them in a container and put them directly in the fridge, or you're instantly going to make the breading soggy, and then it's just soggy cornflakes on the outside of your chicken, not chicken tenders. We'll let them cool down all the way to room temperature. Then I will put them in a container and put them in the fridge. Then a meal is usually 2 to 3, depending on how big the chicken tenders are. Pop those in the air fryer for 3 to 5 minutes before my meal, and they're ready to rock and roll, warm, hot, and crispy on the outside, and definitely one of my most favorite meals with some barbecue sauce, and when I have it, potatoes. But I'm going to finish cooking these up. I'm going to eat this meal down, and I think that is a wrap on today's video. Honestly, nothing crazy, guys. Obviously, as energy winds down, so does my brain power, and I don't have as much to say to you guys. So if there's something you guys want to know, if there's something I didn't go over, If there's something that I should go over that I haven't gone over, make sure to comment down below, guys. Make sure to let us know what you want to see. We're turning out training videos. Now we're trying to get more of this stuff outside of the gym for you guys. So make sure to let us know if you like it. If it sucks, tell us you fucking hate it and you just want us to be in the gym. Just let us know what you guys want to see on here. But we really appreciate the support, guys. It's been awesome to see. All the new videos are really cranking out. We're getting a good response. And now we're seeing it translate into everything else. So let's get ready for this Arnold. We got 6.5 weeks. But until next time, like, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff, YouTube stuff. We'll see you next time. Peace, Martians.